Hi and welcome to Yoga with Jackie. Today's practice will be about an hour and we are going to need a block or two if you have them lying around. Enjoy! So we're going to begin in a nice easy seat. Find yourself a really comfortable position where the legs can be relaxed yet folded and the hips are firmly planted against the ground. As we come into our opening meditation, we can have the palms up for inviting and for opening, or we can have the palms face down for grounding. If you have a finger mudra or a hand mudra that you would like to take during this time, please feel free to do so. So as you sit down, gently close the eyes, drop the chin slightly. We'll start by taking some deep inhales and deeper exhales. So inhale fully, let it go. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling completely. Try to inhale a little bit deeper. And let it go. The last one, take your deepest inhale. And let everything out. Let the breath come to the normal, natural breathing. And just relax in the effortless inhales and exhales. While you're here, just observe. Take a moment to bring the awareness inside. Scan the body. Start with where you're grounded down on the mat. Where the feet touch the ground if they do, what parts of the legs touch, as well as the seat bones. Feel your mat fully supporting your weight, supporting it with ease, giving you comfort. And from that seated position, visualize in your mind little roots growing out from your groundingness and into the earth. Visualize with each exhale those roots go deeper and deeper. And with each inhale, you're drawing up all the nourishment that the earth can give. Exhaling, letting those roots sink in. Inhaling, bringing up all the new energy. Let those roots travel down deep, deep to the earth's core. And when they get to the earth's core, your roots wrap around the molten center, caressing the earth. Feel the warmth of that center. Now as you breathe here, with each inhale, draw up all the pure life energy that the earth has, taking in whatever you need. And as you exhale, give the earth whatever no longer serves you. Allow the core to take away the anxieties, the stresses, everything that we no longer need within our bodies and minds. Let the earth have that energy so that the earth can recycle it into new energy. Feel the life force coming in on the inhales and releasing on the exhales. This beautiful balance of give and take. Taking what the earth can give and giving what the earth can take. Find the harmony, the balance, and slowly start to work the awareness up through the rest of the body. Bring the mind up your roots, into your hips. Observe the belly and the back as you move the awareness all the way up to the crown of the head. Work through the rib cage, the lungs, the chest. back the upper back, the shoulder blades, down the arms, and into each fingertip. As we move the awareness through the body, we're not forcing in relaxation, we're not forcing in comfort. We're just observing. Observing where we are, right here, right now. Honoring where our body is, here and now. Draw the awareness up through the neck, the back of the head, the face, relaxing that jawline, the forehead, all the way through the crown of your head. Take a deep inhale and let it go. Start to work the awareness down back to the center of the chest, observing that heart space. And in that heart space, this is a beautiful space to set your intent for today's practice. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose, letting it go. We're moving into our easy twist towards the right. So on the inhale, we bring the arms high with the gaze. Exhale, twist to the right side, planting the right hand behind you, the left hand on the outside of the thigh. Push through the heel of the back hand. Gaze is over that shoulder. One more breath. Inhaling back to that midline, getting our length. And exhale, twisting towards the left. Planting that left hand, right hand on the outside of the thigh. Keep those hips planted into the ground. Gaze over that shoulder. One more breath here. Inhaling, coming up. Interlace those fingers, push those knuckles and palms to the sky. Gaze can come up, you can keep the gaze neutral. It's a nice little stretch before we release those arms down. We're moving into fire log. So we're working on squaring off the front leg. So we're getting the knee right in line with the ankle, right foot is flexed, right knee is down. We're bringing the left foot on top, keeping that foot flexed, stacking that left ankle on top of the right knee as we work this left knee down towards the right heel. Now if your hips are open, this will be a nice easy stretch. If not, you can grab your block, give yourself some support. We're going to do some neck warm-ups here. So plant the hands, palms down on the knee and on the foot. Drop those shoulders down and back, reach through the crown of the head. Then on the exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Roll the right ear to right shoulder. The neck down and back. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin back the chest. Do two more. One more rotation. When the chin's back at the chest, take a breath. And let it go. Bring the neck up to the neutral. Pushing our legs out to staff pose. We're coming into a seated forward fold. So feet are flexed, toes to the ceiling. Get that little pre-tilt in the pelvic. So you may need to lift up, get that tilt, plant yourself back down. We want that natural forward hinge. So on the inhale, bring those arms up, get that length. Exhale, hinge from the hips as you bring those fingertips towards the toes. We're working the chest down to the thighs. We're keeping the neck nice and long, so I'm not tucking my chin down. I'm not looking up. My gaze is beyond those ankles. To pull myself a little bit closer to the thighs, put a slight bend in those elbows. Working that chest down a little bit deeper. Two more breaths. And slowly roll that body up. We're coming into our square on the opposite side, so this time the left leg comes down. Getting that ankle in line with the knee, nice square to the side of our mat. Bringing that right foot up, and this time trying to drop that right knee on top of the left heel. Now this is one of those poses where you'll notice a complete difference between the sides of the body. As you can see here, my right knee is definitely closer towards that left foot. Then my left knee was closer to the right foot. So I'm not going to use the block to support here. I'm going to naturally let gravity take that down. Hands on the feet. Roll those shoulders back. Take a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Roll the left ear to left shoulder. The neck down and back. Right ear to right shoulder. Chin the chest. Let's do 2 more. Nice and slow. Last one. When the chin's back at the chest, take a nice deep inhale. Let it go. Bringing that neck up to the neutral and our feet back out the staff. Again, get that little pre-tilt. As we inhale, bring those arms up. And exhale, hinge to your forward fold. See if you get a little bit deeper this time. See how deep you can pull yourself for 2 more breaths. And slowly roll the body up. We're going to be coming into seated gait. So we're crossing those legs. Take a notice which foot is down, which foot is on top. So inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, plant the right hand down and start to hinge to the right. Gaze can come up to the ceiling, or you can keep that gaze neutral. You're pushing that left hip into the mat as you pull through those fingertips, lengthening through the side of the body. Bend that right elbow to deepen that side bend. 1 more breath here. Inhaling up to the neutral. Exhaling, planting the left arm down as you inhale that right arm up. And exhaling, hinge to the left. Again, that gaze could be up. You can bring that gaze neutral or bring it down. Either way, we're pulling through those fingertips as you push that right heel now into the mat. That right hip. Bend that elbow a little bit deeper. 1 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling, dropping those arms. We're moving into boat pose. So I'm going to pivot to the side. Bring those feet in. Now we're trying to look for a place where we can find balance on our sacrum. As I start to find balance, engage the core. Gaze is forward. You can stay here. You can start to lift those legs, lining up the knees with the arms. You can bring it in, hold underneath. You could extend. Or if it's in your practice, straighten those legs, bring those arms up. We're going to be here for 3 before we roll into our tabletops. So for 3, 2, 1. When we roll, we inhale, lift the body, cross those legs. Exhale, plant those hands, roll onto the knees. Plant those hands underneath the wrists, untuck those toes. We're moving in our flow with our breath. So on the inhale, drop the belly, gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, round that spine, chin to chest. Start to work the movement of the body with the breath. Taking that full inhale and that full exhale to transition. Finding the peak of the pose when we find the pause between the inhales and the exhales. Do 1 more in each direction, then meet me at that neutral spine. We're moving into our first down dog, so tuck those toes, inhale, lift those knees, exhale, push those hips up and back. Now depending on where we are today, if our hips are a little tight, bring those feet slightly wider. Push through those palms and the fingertips, work those triceps by the ears. Neck is relaxed, head is heavy. Or you can bring those feet closer together. If you want to work on getting those hips higher, bend those knees, push the hips up, and work on straightening those legs. Trying to bring those heels towards the ground. And I'll just pedal out the dog here. Dropping one heel to the floor, bending the opposite knee, waking up those legs. And bring those legs to stillness. We're getting ready to come to the top of the mat. So we inhale, come high, those toes, bend those knees, bring the gaze forward, give it a little hop, and exhale in your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, fold, bend those knees, let the chest rest on the thighs. Arms and head be heavy. If it feels good, you can bring the hands to opposite elbows. Sway it out a little. Or just let yourself sink in the stillness for 3, 2, 1. With strength from the inhale, we rise to our upward salute. And exhale down to our Tadasana. We're coming into our first flow. So in our Tadasana, we want to stay nice and strong. Feet are about hips width apart. Shoulders are down and back. Palms are forward. We inhale, rise it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, plant those hands, step it back to plank. On the exhale, we lower down in our chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale to that down dog. Now we're coming into fallen triangle. So on the inhale, that right leg goes high. When we're ready for the exhale, we bring the knee to the nose, around the spine, then kick that foot out towards the left, pivoting on that left heel. Find your foundation first. Plant through the right hand and both feet, then inhale the left arm up with the gaze. If it's in your practice, you can start to lift this leg up higher or keep it down for your balance. One more breath. On the exhale, we bring that hand down, pivot on the ball of that left foot. Inhale, bring that right leg up. Then bend that knee, open that hip. Maybe take some knee circles. Circling in the opposite direction. And bring that knee to stillness. We're moving into lizard. So first we inhale, square those hips, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the knee to the outside of the right elbow, planting the foot on the outside of the right hand. Now, you can stay high in your lizard. You can drop that back hand, tuck the toe, roll to the side, and come down. Or if you have any other lizard variations that you like, feel free to take them now. We will be doing lizard in 2 more sequences, so think about where you want to be here. 3 more breaths. We're all going to come to high lizard if you're not there. So plant those foot, tuck those toes, plant those hands. Then we're moving into low crescent lunge. So heel toe that foot in. Get that knee and the ankle underneath the armpit. Then re-drop that back knee and tuck the toe on the inhale. We push the hips forward, bring the body up. You can stay in the neutral spine as you push those hips forward. If it feels good, start to take the back bend, leading with the shoulders. One more breath here. Then we're moving to runner's lunge. But first we inhale up to the neutral. Tuck that back toe as you exhale. Push those hips back, straighten that leg, and fold over. Bringing those fingertips towards the floor. Now in this position, it doesn't matter if our booty's up high, if the booty's low. What we're looking for is the straight leg is engaged. That means the foot is either pointed and flat on the ground or flexed. We want that stretch in the back of the legs. So work on trying to keep those hips nice and squared. We will be coming into warrior 3. So maybe take a pause, adjust your blocks if you're going to need them. come to the neutral spine. Lift that back knee. Exhale, drop the hands on the blocks. Bend deeply into the standing leg. Then inhale, straighten that leg as you bring the body up. Squaring everything. Now we have that back foot is flexed. All those toes are going to the ground. It's like I'm squeezing the tops of the insides of the thighs together. Standing knee is engaged. I'm not locking this joint. I'm keeping a micro bend so that leg stays strong. Now your hands can be on the blocks. You can bring them to prayer. You can work those triceps up by the ear. You can bring the hands behind the back. Find your fun variation here, how you can test your balance. Don't worry about so much the height of this back leg, is that we're trying to keep these hips squared. Nice L shape in the body. We're going to be here for 3 more before we go to tree. When you're ready, on the inhale, use the core to bring the body up with the breath and the knee. Nice and controlled. Then plant that tree. Bring the neck nice and long. Take your arm position of choice. Now in our tree, we don't want to be on the ankle joint or on the knee joint. We either want a tripod where the heel is on the shin above the ankle, foot is on the floor, hand is on the full, foot is on the full shin, or foot is up in the groin. Either way, practice your balance here. The gaze is at something that isn't moving. If you want to challenge yourself, bring the gaze up to the ceiling or close those eyes. We'll be here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring those arms up with the knee. Exhale, plant, find your Tadasana. Give this toe and ankle a little bit of a stretch. We're going to be moving to our opposite side. So I'm just going to shift my blocks over. Coming forward, grounding down those feet. Find yourself in your Tadasana. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold it down. Inhale, plant those hands, step it back to plank. Exhale, lower down in your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. We're moving into that fallen triangle, so we inhale the left leg high. Exhale, round that spine as you draw that knee across the body, pivoting on that right foot, kicking out that left, finding your foundation, then bringing that gaze up. Again, if the leg lift is in your practice, engage that core, lift that leg, or keep it planted. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, pivot and plant. Inhale, back to 3-legged dog. Then exhale, bend that knee, open that hip. Take some knee circles here. Circling in the opposite direction. Then bringing that knee to stillness, coming back to 3-legged dog. We're moving into lizard. So on the exhale, knee comes to the outside of the elbow, planting the foot on the outside of the left hand. Again, with our lizards, we can stay nice and high. You can drop that knee and tuck that toe, come down to the forearms, or take any other variation that feels good for you. Two more breaths. When you're ready, start to come to that high lizard if you're not already there. And we're moving into that low crescent lunge as we heel toe that foot underneath the armpit. Knee is stacked over the ankle. I'm going to take a quick pivot, then dropping that back knee and tucking that toe, using the breath and the core to lift the body up. Now you can stay here in the neutral spine. Work on pushing those hips forward. Or you can start to come to the back bend as you lead with those shoulders back. Gaze to the sky, but nice strong neck. Moving into that runner's lunge. On the next inhale, we come to the neutral as you tuck that toe. Exhale, push those hips back as you fold over that thigh. Planting those hands, trying to find a space where that leg can be straight. Getting that stretch. Coming into our warrior three next, just looking at where our blocks need to be, if we need them. And when you're ready, we first inhale to the neutral spine. Plant those hands, lift that knee, exhale, hinge forward, put the weight in, find your foundation. Then inhale, straighten that standing leg, back foot is flexed. Exhale, square off. Take your little adjustments. What we want is a nice L shape in the body, so work on kicking that back heel away from you. Neck is nice and long and engaged. Gaze is beyond, but beyond you. Again, we don't want to lock that joint. We want to keep a nice micro bend in that knee. Building strength in the leg. And again, you can take your hand variations here. Try to keep those hips squared. You're going to be here for 3 more before we go to that tree. When you're ready and the breath is in there, inhale, lift the chest with the knee. Exhale, plant your tree. I'm going to take a pivot. And again, in our tree, we don't want to be on a joint. We're pushing this knee out away from us. Hands could go into any variation that you want. Don't dip into that hip. Try to keep it nice and in line. 3 more breaths here. Challenge your gaze if you want to. And when you're ready for that final inhale, bring the arms up with the knee. And exhale, plant in your Trikonasana. Roll out those ankles. Maybe give yourself a good foot and ankle stretch. We're going to be coming into our second sequence. I'm going to change my focal point, so it's going to be more at the side. As we come through our second round. So maybe roll those shoulders a little bit. Roll them the opposite way. Get those feet underneath those hips. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, get steady in your Tadasana. On the inhale, rise it up, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant those hands and step it back. As we exhale, we lower down in that Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to our down dog. Getting ready for that fallen triangle on the right. So inhale that right leg high. Exhale, knee to the opposite elbow as you kick that right leg out, pivoting on the left. Then inhaling that arm and gaze up. We're going to be here a little bit longer this time. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, pivot and plant. Inhale, back the 3-legged dog. Bend that knee and open that hip nice and wide. Try to work that heel towards the mat as you bring that gaze under the left armpit towards that foot. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back the 3-legged dog. We're moving into lizard, so exhale, knee to nose. Plant that foot on the outside of the hand and take your lizard variation. Maybe you want to be a bit more active this time, or maybe you want to get more restorative. Remember, we're working on our variation of stretching through the hip flexor here. 5 more breaths. inhale, find ourselves on that high lizard. As you exhale, heel toe that foot in, dropping that back knee and tucking that toe, then inhaling up to your low lunge. You can take the crescent with the back bend, or you can just enjoy the neutral spine, working on the stretch in the thighs and in the back of the other leg. Whatever variation you took, we're going to inhale to that neutral spine, tucking that toe, and as you exhale, straighten that leg, folding over into your runner's lunge. Think about where your blocks are and how you want to get to your warrior three. You can either do the broken down breath like we did in the previous sequence, or you can follow me to the quicker breath. If you're following me on the inhale, we bring the body forward. Exhale, hinge, inhale, lift. Take your alignment. Again, you can play with your arm variations here. Maybe play with a twist. Allow yourself this time to play with your balance. You can either be in a supported alignment, traditional alignments, or any variations of your choice. We're going to be 3 more breaths before we move the tree. When you're ready on the inhale, you bring the torso up with that knee. Exhale, plant and find your tree. Take your arm variations. Bring your gaze to something that isn't moving. Forward, up, or maybe work on closing those eyes and finding stillness. We're going to be here for 3 more, and then we're moving into half chair. So when we come to our half chair, on the inhale, the arms go up, the knee comes forward. Bring the heel to the outside of the right knee as you exhale. Push that left knee away from you as you bend through the right, pushing those hips back. You can keep those triceps by the ears. You can bring the hands to heart center, or you can bring the hand towards the foot and the knee. Three more, and then we're coming into high lunge. If we're coming into high lunge, those triceps go up by the ears. We inhale, lift the chest slightly, bring the knee up. Exhale, step that foot back about 3 feet. Keep the bend in the knee as you push that knee forward. Gaze is up, fingertips together, trying to bring those palms together if you want to, or just nestling those triceps by the ears. Now in this position, what we want is those shoulders squared, those hips squared. I want to make sure that both my feet are going in alignment with my knees. So checking that front foot, checking that back foot, making my adjustments. And with that back knee lifted, pushing that heel away from me. We're going to be moving into a warrior two next. So on the inhale, open that side body, ground down that foot. Exhale, bend the knee, relax the shoulders and the arms. Check your alignment. We want to heel to heel, heel to toe, or heel to arch. So make your adjustments. We have a little outward rotation in this thigh, so the knee goes over the foot. Gaze over those fingertips. Back knee is lifted and engaged. We're going to be moving into triangle next. So on the inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, push that hip away from you as you hinge. Bringing the fingertips to the inside of the ankle. Gaze is up to the sky with the opposite arm. Now we're working on stacking those arms, stacking those shoulders as we open that side body up. One more breath. As you exhale, bring the arm down. As you bend the knee, pivot on the ball of the back foot, frame out the foot. Inhale, step it back to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to your down dog. Take 3 breaths in your down dog while I pivot to the other side of my mat. Moving into that fallen triangle, inhale the left leg high. Exhale, bring that knee across so you can kick out that left leg. Rolling up, inhaling that arm to the sky with the gaze. We're going to be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, pivot and plant. Inhale, back to 3-legged dog. Bend that knee, open that hip. Try to drop that right heel to the mat as you bring the gaze underneath that right armpit towards that left foot. One more breath. Inhale, back to 3-legged dog. We're coming into our lizard. Exhale, knee to the outside of the elbow. Planting that foot and finding our lizard variation. Take any lizard you want here for 5 more breaths. When we're ready, and if you're not already there, we're coming high. So you can exhale, heel toe that knee and foot under the armpit. Then dropping that back knee and tucking that toe. Inhaling up first to the neutral spine, either staying here or moving into your back bend. I'm going to stay right here because it feels really good on my legs. We're moving into that runner's lunge. So on the inhale, we come to the neutral spine, tucking that toe. Exhale, pushing those hips back as you fold over that leg. Again, work on keeping those hips squared. That leg is nice and engaged. Thinking about where we're going to our warrior 3. If you want to follow me or take a little bit more of a broken breath, because we're going there on 1 inhale. When you're ready, inhale forward, plant and lift. Exhale, single line. Take your variations here. Any fun thing you want to do with your warriors? You can do the traditional alignments. You can just rest here in the supported alignment. Take any variation of your choice, or take this opportunity to play with them for 3 more breaths. We're moving into that tree next. So on the inhale, bring the chest up with the knee. Nice and slow and controlled. Exhale, plant, find your tree, find your stability. Pick your point of gaze. So again, one of those positions where you'll find which is your stronger side. My left is so much weaker, so I gotta put in more work here. 1 more breath before we go to half chair. Inhale those arms up, bring the knee with it. Hook that ankle on the outside of the knee as you exhale, bend and sink. You can bring your hands to your warrior 3 blocks. You can bring them to heart center, hands on the knee or foot, or triceps out by those ears. We're going to be moving into high lunge next. When you're ready, inhaling, lifting, bring those arms up. Exhale, stepping it back. Playing with your alignments here, check those legs. You want all toes going forward. Nice bend in that front knee. Triceps are up, everything is squared, back knee is lifted and engaged. Maybe it might feel good to widen that stance. Bring those fingertips together. We're moving into that warrior two. So on the inhale, we open that body up. Maybe look at our feet. We want a nice heel to heel, feel the arch alignment. So take your adjustments. Back knees lifted and engaged. Have a nice bend in that front one. Shoulders and elbows are relaxed. Gaze over those fingertips. We're going to be coming into triangle next. So when you're ready for that inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bring the fingertips to the inside of the ankle. Opposite arm up to the sky, working on stacking those shoulders. Gaze is up, or if it hurts the neck, keep the gaze neutral. Both knees are lifted and engaged. Bring that belly button to the spine. If you can, flatten that hand down. One more. When you exhale, bring the arm down, pivot on the ball of the back foot. Plant those hands, inhale, step it back to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. We're coming towards the top of the mat, so we inhale, come high on those toes, hop it forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. On the inhale, we rise it up. And exhale, Tadasana. Take 3 breaths here while I pivot to the other side. When you're ready, give your shoulders a little roll back, a little roll forward. Give yourself a toe and ankle stretch on each side. Get those feet nice and awake. Get out all the tension. Then take a nice deep inhale. Let it go. Inhale, rise it up, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, plant those hands, step it back to plank. As you exhale, lower down in your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Getting ready for that final fallen triangle. Inhale, the right leg high. Exhale, kick it across. As you inhale, lift to the sky. It's time for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, pivot and plant. Inhale, back to 3-legged dog. Now we're moving into wild things, so we're going to bend that knee, open that hip. Bring the gaze underneath the right shoulder. As you exhale, you're pivoting on that left foot so you can drop that right foot down. Then inhale, push those hips up, flipping that palm. Gaze is back towards that hand. Push through the heel of the left hand. Both feet, engage the glutes to push those hips up high. One more breath here. When you're ready to exhale, pivot and plant. Inhaling back up the 3-legged dog. Coming into that lizard, exhale, knee to the outside of the elbow, planting that foot. Taking your lizard variation here for 5. When you're ready, we're all going to inhale to a nice high lizard. So we can bring that foot underneath the armpit. Coming into that low crescent lunge, dropping that back toe, and dropping that back knee. Dropping that back knee, untucking that back toe, pushing those hips forward, inhaling the body up, maybe this time coming into the back bend if it's in your practice. Or if you want to play a little bit more, drop that right hand back towards the foot as you push those hips forward. Work that tricep by the ear, coming into a little bit of a twist. One more breath. And we're all going to inhale up to that neutral spine. Then tuck that toe as you exhale, push those hips back. Bringing those hands towards the mat, folding into your runner's lunge. Getting ready for a warrior three. Thinking about how we want to get there. Bringing that breath down or following me on the inhale. When you're ready, inhale, bring the body forward, plant and lift. Exhale, sink and align. Adjust your alignments. Find that nice L shape in the body. And see if you can find your blocks here, because we're going to be opening up to a half moon. So keep pressing through that heel as you start to open that hip first. Now my back foot is kicking towards whatever is behind me. Maybe taking a little bit of adjustments in my block position. Then when I feel myself nice and grounded, my feet is not at an angle. Both standing leg, knee and toes is going forward. I first bring that hand up to the sky. Keep my gaze down for stability. And if I'm finding stability, which I am not today, I would bring my gaze up to the fingertips. But because I am more shaky in this practice, I'm going to keep my gaze down at the hands. For 3, 2, 1. On the exhale, we square it back off to warrior 3. Bring the inside of the thighs together, kick it out. Take a deep breath here. We're coming into tree, so inhale, lifting that torso and the knee. Exhale, planting, finding our tree. Now finding a stronger variation here, it doesn't just mean bringing the leg up higher in the thigh. It means finding stability. So find a place, work for that piece of your tree where you're not moving, and that may be the tripod. Find that stability, that grounding, then work on closing the eyes, keeping that stability in that spot. And if you feel like you're not swaying here with the eyes are closed, you can move that foot up higher. If not, stay within the tripod or the kickstand, whatever you want to call it. One more breath. Then inhale, bring the arms up with the knee. And just exhale, plant it to Tadasana. Roll those shoulders back. Roll those shoulders forward. Take a breath here in your Tadasana where I pivot to the opposite side. Ground down. Take a nice deep inhale. Let it go. When you're ready, inhale, rise high, upward salute. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhaling, fold. Inhale, plant those hands and step it back. Exhale, lower down in your chaturanga. Inhale, up over cobra. Exhale, down dog. We're moving into that forward triangle. So inhale, left leg high. Exhale, kick it across the body. So you can inhale, bring the arm and the gaze up. Push through that arm, nice strong body. We're here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, pivot and plant. Inhale, back to that 3-legged dog. Getting ready for a wild thing. We bend that knee, open that hip. Gaze goes underneath the left armpit as you start to pivot on that right foot. Dropping that left foot down. Inhale, push the hips up, flip that palm. Gaze is towards those fingertips. Really push through the hand and the feet as you push those hips up higher. Engaging the glutes. Squeeze that booty for one more breath. And when you're ready for the exhale, pivot and plant. Inhaling back the 3-legged dog. And getting ready for our lizard. Exhale, knee to nose. Bring that foot to the outside of the hand. And taking your lizard variation. We're going to be here for 5. When you're ready, you inhale, come to a nice high lizard. Then work on bringing that knee and toe in, getting them underneath the armpit, then dropping that back knee and tucking that toe. Lifting that chest on the inhale to your low crescent lunge. Either resting here, coming into the back bend, or if you want to take that little bit of a twist, drop that left hand towards the back as you work those right triceps towards the ear. Continue to push forward on those hips. One more breath. Inhaling, coming to that neutral spine. Ooh, then tucking that toe. You exhale, fold back to runner's lunge. Getting ready for the warrior three. On that inhale, we bring the body forward and lift. Exhale, sink in the line. Take this opportunity to play. Find your variations. Maybe just enjoy the alignment. Working on a stronger hinge. Engage that core. See if you can move those hands off the blocks, keeping that body exactly where it is. One more breath here before we go to that half moon. When you're ready, maybe take that block adjustment as you open that hip to the side. Now that foot is kicking whatever it is behind me. I still have the micro bend in the standing leg. That knee is in line with the toe. When you're ready, I'm going to bring the arm up. Now, if you're stable here, you can bring the gaze up. If not, you feel that foot rocking, and you notice you take an angle in that stance, keep the gaze down. For whatever reason, this is my stronger side, so I'm going to work on bringing that gaze up. One more breath. You exhale, square it all off, back to that warrior three. Take a nice deep inhale. Let it go. We're going to come in the tree, so we inhale, lift, and exhale, plant. Now we're working for a more stable tree here. So it can be at the kickstand, or it could be in a lower stance. How we find stability is keeping that body still while challenging the gaze. Either bring the gaze up to the ceiling or close the eyes. If you can stand in your tree with the eyes closed, without swaying, you know you can start to work to a higher stance with the leg. One more breath here. When you get ready, inhale those arms up with the knee. Exhale, plant to your Tadasana. Interlace the fingers behind you. Drop those knuckles towards the booty. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Tuck the chin to the chest. We're going to come to a wide-legged forward fold here. So walk your feet out pretty wide. We want the toes away from us. Heels are pointed in. Still keep that neck nice and down. Start to push those hips back. On the exhale, we're going to hinge. Bring the body down, working those knuckles towards the sky. Inhale, lead with the head as you bring the torso up. When the knuckles are back by the booty, drop that chin down to release the hands. Inhale those arms out wide. As we exhale, we push those hips back, begin to hinge. Bring those fingertips towards our toes or towards our ankles. If you want, you can plant those hands, heel toe and out just a little bit wider. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Plant those hands, we're coming into yogi squat. So maybe heel toe those feet in. And when you're ready, You're going to bend those knees, start to sink those hips down on the exhale. On the inhale, bring that chest up. Now, depending on where we are with our hips, if you're like me and those knees are pointing outwards, my feet go that way. If my stance is more narrow in my squat, then my feet go in the same directions of my knees. It all depends on where we're more comfortable. I like, personally, to be here. So, while we're here, we're going to do some calf work. We're going to start by just inhaling, lifting the left heel, dropping it down, lifting the right heel, dropping it down, working both those sides. One more time. Now, we're going to work on bringing both up together. So inhale, lift both heels for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, drop them down for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, drop. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, last round. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, drop them down. 1, 2, 3. Drop those hands. Maybe bring them out to the side as you bring the booty down, finding your easy seat. Going to give ourselves a nice easy twist here. Inhale, bring those arms up. As you exhale, twist towards the right. Inhaling back up. And exhaling, twisting towards the left. Inhaling up. Dropping those arms down, bringing our feet to our bound angle. So soles of the feet come together. You can keep the hands in the feet. You can bring those arms up. But we want to work on bringing those heels in towards the groin, working more on our hip flexors here. Get nice and tall, reach to the crown of the head. You can keep the hands on the feet and exhale, bend the elbows, or you could inhale, bring those arms up, and exhale, hinge. Use those fingertips to guide the body a little bit further into the fold, or if the hands are around the feet, push those forearms against the insides of the legs to deepen that stretch in the hip flexors. Either way, we're not turtling the neck, so keep the neck nice and long. Good gap between chin and chest. Try to work that chest down towards the toes. One more breath. Inhale, bring the body up. We're coming into half lotus fold, so we're extending the left leg nice and long. Bring the right foot to the inside, either bringing that foot into the hip crease, dropping this knee, or flexing that foot onto the thigh. You can keep the knee raised, or if you need it, bring the block under here for support. Now both feet are flexed in this position as we bring the arms up on the inhale, and exhale, hinge forward. Grab those toes, the ankles, or the shins, whatever you can pull, and put a little bend in those elbows to work that chest down a little bit closer towards the foot and the thigh. Inhale, bring the body up. Extending the right leg long, bring the left foot in, finding that position where you want to be. Using the block if you need it or if you like it. I actually really like it. So keep that foot flexed as you inhale, bring those arms up. And exhale, hinge. Inhale, slowly bring that body up. Both legs nice and long. We're coming into our last forward fold. Get that pre-tilt in the pelvic. Inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, hinge it down. See if you can go a little bit deeper. Now next we're going to be moving back into that bow pose that we did at the beginning. Boat pose. Bow or boat. It's one of those. So on the inhale, we're rolling the body up, finding the balance on the sacrum, then bringing those knees in, and either extending those arms long or keeping them nice and bent. For 3, 2, 1. Find that balance. We're coming into easy embryo as we bring those knees wide, grabbing those feet, working on bringing those feet towards the chest, spreading through the collarbone as you push the chest forward, trying to keep those elbows in line with the wrists, balancing on the sacrum. For 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees together as you release the feet, putting them down. We're rolling onto our backs for supine twist. So nice and controlled. Bring your body down. Then work those knees into the chest. You can either bring both legs over or you can do one at a time. If you're going to bring both legs over, follow me. Keep those feet flexed. Arms come out like a goalpost. Really ground down through the shoulders. Take a deep inhale. And when you exhale, drop those knees over towards the right. Bring that gaze over towards the left. We want to keep that left shoulder ground down into the mat. We're working on getting that twist in the midsection, not in the shoulders. If you have a deeper variation of this that you like, please feel free to take it. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring our bodies back up to the midline. Readjust ourselves, re-straighten that spine out. And then on your exhale, you drop those knees over to the left, bringing that gaze over to the right. Again, we're working on keeping that right shoulder ground down. You can close the eyes if it feels good. And if you have a deeper variation, feel free to take it. One more breath. Then inhaling, coming up to the midline. And pull those knees in really tight. Let that lower lumbar lift. Relax the feet. We're going to be coming in to 2 different versions of supported shoulder stand. So if you have supported shoulder stand in your practice, feel free to take it. If not, you can follow me. We're going to grab those blocks. Grab your block. Now, we're going to start like we're coming in to supported bridge. As you inhale, squeeze those glutes, bring the body up, bring the block under the sacrum so it's above the booty. We're not on the butt. We're a little bit higher. Kind of like if you were wearing low-rise jeans or underwear, that's where the band would be. That's where you want to be. Roll those shoulders underneath. Plant those hands down. On the inhale, we're going to start nice and controlled. As you bring one knee in, then the other. Straighten those legs. You're going to start to balance on the edge of your block. That is okay. You can play it right that way. You can also work a little bit more control. As you bring both knees in together, then bring those legs up. Either way, take your inversion. Give yourself 10 deep breaths here. From here, if you would like to try supported shoulder stand, grab the hips with the hands, bring the body up a little bit higher, roll those shoulders underneath, try to work those elbows in towards each other. Bring the body up. Now if you're like me, anatomy gets in the way, you can kind of suffocate yourself here, but we want to keep the neck nice and long. So we're not bringing the chin to the chest. We're trying to keep that cervical nice and long and without pressure. So I'm really putting my weight into the triceps, in my hands and in my elbows. Engage in that core so I can keep the body up, keeping those legs engaged. When we're ready to come out, if we're in the supported shoulder stand, lead with the knees first as you bring them in. If you have the block in your way, you can move it, or you can use the hips and slowly guide down onto it. Then bring the feet to the floor. If we're on the block, we inhale, lift, and remove it. And we're going to end with knees in the chest. To counter this, we're moving into fish pose. So give yourselves a few rocks back and forth. Before you can bring the body up. Extend those legs nice and long. Push the fingertips behind you. Now we're going to drop the head back. We're going to slowly come down into our forearms, squeeze those shoulder blades, push the chest towards the sky. Now I'm not completely dipping, I still have a little bit of engagement here. And then slowly sliding those hips back as I work my head, the crown of the head towards the floor. Now I'm using my chest to keep the body lifted so my weight is not pushing on the head. I'm just giving my shoulders and my neck a counter stretch. When we're ready to come out of this, we inhale, lead with the chest. We straighten out that neck, and exhale, roll the body back down, and bring those knees into the chest. Now before you set up for your Shavasana, take any other poses, any other little movements you need. You can do like happy baby, you can give yourself another twist, or even anything that might actually not even be a yoga pose. Try to internalize your awareness, scan the body, think about what kind of stretch it needs to fulfill your practice. And then when you're done, and you feel like you got it all, you can extend those legs nice and long, and take all of your adjustments, and settle down for Shavasana. When you're down here and you're ready, take 3 deep breaths to start you off. Inhaling deeply through the nose. Letting it out. Inhale deeply. Let go completely. Inhaling. And letting go. If you want to pause here, take a longer Shavasana, please feel free to do so. But if you're ready to come out, start to bring some slight movements in those fingers and toes. We give the neck a little stretch from side to side. And just observe the natural breath. The effortless breath. With the eyes closed, you're going to bring those knees into the chest. Roll over to the side that serves you. Sealing in your practice. Maybe coming back to the intent if you set one. Or just honoring where you are now. Take a deep inhale. And let it go. Plant through that hand so you can push yourself up to your easy seat. Keeping these eyes closed. And bringing the hands to heart center. One more deep inhale through the nose. The light in me honors and respects the same divine light in you, and all that we think, do, and say. Namaste. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you like this. Have a great day.